that was the Lean at the End of the World. This will be presented here at the main stage now with us. So we will have Marcelo Pinto and Hector Paredes talking about Lean at the End of the World. Hello, Hector.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I
Yes?
can hear you perfectly.
Okay, great.
Thank you for accepting the challenge to be here at the
Aceitar o
main stage
desafio
with
para
us.
estar
Thank
aqui no
you.
palco principal conosco.
Happy to be here.
Marcelo, I will leave
Estou
the stage
feliz de
with
estar
you.
aqui. Bom, eu vou deixar o palco com você, Marcelo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marcelo Pinto. I'm a project manager at the Lean Institute Chile.
Eu sou gerente.
As you all know, this presentation will talk about Lean at the End of the World. I'll leave you with Hector Paredes, who will tell us about his Lean journey, and I guess you'll understand why we call this presentation Lean at the End of the World. Please, Hector, go ahead. And thank you for being here.
Okay, Marcelo, thanks to you. And let me share my screen and I'll be good to go. Okay. Let me see. Marcelo, can you see my presentation?
Yep.
No, right?
Not in presentation mode, though.
Can you see it? Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for letting me share my journey of many tries, learnings, and a big win. I named this talk Lean at the End of the World because of the foreplays we use to make this idea.
Hector?
How can live? Yes?
Hector?
Tell me.
Just for you to know, you're not in presentation mode, okay? So you are actually, we can see your slides, but not in presentation mode.
Okay, let me check again.
There.
Yeah, now, there.
Now
Perfect.
you can see. Okay, great.
Perfect.
Thanks. Well, I named this talk Lean at the End of the World because of the foreplays we use this idea, showing how Lean can help in all parts of life and work. So let me talk a little about me. My name is Hector Paredes. I'm from Venezuela, an industrial engineer. For the 6 years, I've been using Lean and Lean Six Sigma in different groups, different places. This picture shows me with my family at Torres del Paine. It's a very popular destination here in Punta Arenas. So this talk has 3 parts. The first one is doing business at the end of the world. We'll talk about Punta Arenas and this business scene. The second part, Lean in Punta Arenas' largest retail store. It's about our Lean journey. And the third part, supply chain logistics at the end of the world. Shows how Leans can impact in this hidden spot. Well, let's begin with welcome to Punta Arenas. Punta Arenas is the most southern city in the world. It's home of 127,000 people, has a cool climate, and its economy is based on ships, tourism, and oil. We are really, really far from the rest of the world. As you can see, Punta Arenas is like the, let me see the word, is it's like a hidden treasure. It's only 1,000 kilometers from Antarctica. Santiago, our capital, is about 3,000 kilometers away. Really, really is making supply chain really challenging to reach here. So, business challenge to overcome in Punta Arenas. I like to think that challenge is like mountains. And we have remote location at first, relying on imports, extreme weather, limited workforce, high operation costs, and a really small market. These really have several hard impact on how operations it's made here in Punta Arenas. So about my experience using Lean in the biggest store or retail store here in Punta Arenas. This company is a family business with 8 years old, with 600 employees, and the sales area is about 6,000 square meters. This is a really big store compared with the average stores here in Punta Arenas. They receive about 360 containers per year. It's about 15 times more than local average companies. The business worked really well in this company, but one day everything changed. The day that everything changed was about 2019. Argentina faced a big economic crisis, causing our sales to drop sharply. This because our main buyers were from Argentina. That is about only 1 hour about here by car. But we also had internal challenge. We found our own issues too, like poor customer service, no tracking of key measures, lot of mistakes, are redoing work, and bad communications between departments, all focused in short-term goals. So me and my friends, we took the decision to improve these operations, but we take the decision to change, and we start our first improvement cycle. We began to try to fix everything at once. The first step was improvement by thought investment. Okay, we adding new machines, conveyor belts, and new tech, but didn't go as hoped. Our operations cost stayed high and debt grew, with no real change in sales. So I remember that to improve, we need to measure, right? So we set up a system to track everything. We use a warehouse management system to see what each person was doing. And we use a lot of different measures. We got to cut out in data. We lost focus on the daily, everyday work. And finally, we see a big delay in one of our departments, and we added more staff and managers, thinking we need more hands, but this didn't help with the extra cost created, and our profit stays low. We only catch a few lasting results with all these improvement attempts. So I was really, really sad and really concerned about what to do because the pressure was too high. So we decided to try something different. We decide, to improve with Lean. So in that opportunity, I knew Marcelo and the Lean Institute here in Chile, and we made a simple but an effective plan. The plan focused on, first, we started with a value stream map to find areas to improve, followed by daily management. Then we put standard work and use the theory of constraints to make things flow better. These simple but really, really important methods to improve the operations help us to improve with also undone, leader standard work, use kata, Gemba walks, Canvas, and 5S. This was our first value stream map. As you can see, it's really, really big. We spent about 2 weeks to make this work, and all the red labels are problems, really, really messy. So in that time, I had a really beautiful hair, as you can see. So when we use the VCM, Marcelo show us how to focus in the really important problems. Instead to try to solve everything, we start to use our head to think what is important to our customer. So we can identify 3 big and 3 important problems in our company. 2 of them was cultural problems. The first one, decision-making without indicators. Me, I was a manager in that company, or bosses, supervisors, they all took decisions without any data. The second problem was the department isolations. It's like to have different companies, small companies, instead one big company. And the third problem was too much unnecessary movement in the distribution center. Repeat tasks, move things from one place to another. So we start with daily management. We brought daily management connecting meetings with actions, based on data. We learn how to use the numbers to make things and to take decisions. The second was standardized work. I want to talk a bit about standardizing because we have several departments, okay? But the one of the really important ones was the preparation department. In this department, these guys took the request and make the preparations to deliver the products that our sales was requesting. So the chance was big. After the training, all the workers around 120 could work in different jobs, solving the issue of departments working and isolation. And the third one was this. After getting past political and cultural issues, we saw physical problems like bottlenecks, where orders and boxes stacked up. We used flexing for simulations and did several Gemba walks, finding that unnecessary movements were the main waste. I choose to use slotting methods with maths model for storing products, boosting our speed by 70%. In this simulation, you can saw how a single worker only to make one preparation had to work really bad. And this was a real problem for us. So this is the results. This indicator show us the dispatching velocity. We changed in about June 22 from 59.3% of orders on the same day were asked for to an impressive 92.19% after these changes. The best part was not just the rate increase, but how it stayed consistent over the time. So the final results were great, better mood in the workplace and higher net profit for the company because of lower operating costs, better stock levels, and more throughput. I want to thank these authors of these books and the Lean Institute of Chile for letting me to read that ones that really changed my way to think and see the things in my company. So let's talk about the future, okay? The future here in Punta Arenas is marked by this map. You can see the usual path for containers coming to Punta Arenas has a big delay in San Antonio port. You can take up about 120 days for a container to reach us, passing nearly 4 connection ports. That's why we need to be really quick and efficient when we get the goods in the store. So, did you remember the challenge? Facing this big challenge is hard, but having tools to help is good. Lean offers simple methods like Hoshinkanri, standardized work, cutting waste, and pull systems to greatly improve how we work. Now, we are using Lean at the value chain start. I'm now using Lean right at the beginning of our value chain. We work with suppliers to design products, thinking about what our customers want. We also agree on small production runs that is perfect for our market and make sure of quality right from the start. This was photos of my last trip to China, and we are trying to take Lean to our suppliers and make with them better products of better quality or more oriented to our market here in Punta Arenas. we move from our old way to doing things to a new model. It's simple to see on paper, but it's really powerful in action. Well, that was my presentation about Lean at the end of the world. This is my first time in this kind of talk, so I really enjoy this opportunity. I was really happy of this day. So if you have any questions, you can please tell me, or you can text me on WhatsApp or LinkedIn, and I will be happy to share my experience and get know more people like me that are in love with Lean and this kind of philosophy of work. So
Thank you, Hector. Thank you very much for the presentation. I guess we have a couple of minutes left, and there are some questions coming up through the chat. First of all, I'd like you to tell us a little bit about what were your main challenges. The way seems to be smooth, but as we both live the journey, I would like you to tell us about the main challenges, the main difficulties you faced while traveling along this journey.
well, Marcelo, I need to be honest with you. One of the big challenge was stay focused. Stay focused and in one problem at the time. You have a really long thoughts, can you remember, about this? Because I want to solve everything at the time. And that is a really big problem because my team entered in this cycle to see one problem, solve it, or try to solve that problem. And the next day appear another problem with another plan, and another with another plan, and another with another plan. And the motivation is related to the results. And that is the biggest challenge for me, or was the biggest challenge for me. And the second one was maintain the changes. Because, for example, one day I go to the store or to the warehouse, I make some changes, it works, improve something, but at the next week, everything is forget. All came to the old way to do the things. And maintain the changes is really difficult also.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Hector. You're receiving some congratulations about your results. So congratulations once again. And what do you see as your future steps?
Okay, as future, I see try to apply Lean at the beginning of the supply chain. The next week, I'm going to China again to have a meetings with suppliers, because here in Punta Arenas, this is the deal. For example, I go to with a supplier in China and try to make this cup, but they want to sell me 1 million of this. But here the market is really small. I can buy that a big quantity of items. So I'm trying to help them to know how to make or how to produce small quantities can be good for us, for them and for us, because they have many customers like me that only can buy few boxes, okay? And another thing about the future here in Punta Arenas is this challenge, the limitation with workforce, because we are not too many people here in Punta Arenas. So the workforce are really low. So the standardized work is a really must have to small towns like here. That is the future, I think, for us.
Perfect. Perfect. We still have some time. And which do you think, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Which do you think have been like the main changes in the way of thinking in yourself and your team after this experience?
Well, in myself, it's really long, the list, because the first one, it was to change the way of see problems, because me and my team at the beginning, we only attack the symptoms of the problems. But we know that it's important to reach the root cause, okay? The root cause of all problems, if you can solve it, if you don't attack that cause, the problem going to persist and maintain on the time. So that is a really important point of view to change, because we in Latin America, or at least from myself, I think we are used to try to get quick everything. We need to solve everything quickly. Very short time point of view to solve
Perfect.
problem. Yes.
Perfect, Hector. Thank you very much. And regarding something you mentioned before, I guess we have time for a last question.
Yes.
Somebody here is asking, what did you finally do to maintain the changes? You mentioned that one of the main challenges was to maintain some improvements you accomplished. And how did you finally manage to do that, to maintain the changes or the improvements?
Okay. Great questions. I love that question, because the first step to maintain the changes is don't make big changes on the first. Try to make small ones and have really hard discipline with daily management. Go to the Gemba, take Gemba walks all days, at least during 6 months, to check that all is work as supposed to do. And the second
Hector?
thing, see, yes?
Unfortunately, the second thing you will have to tell in the lobby. Our time is up here in this session, but very nice for you to sharing. Recommend you both to go to the lobby, Marcelo also, and there you can talk to everybody who was watching also, who want to exchange some ideas. Thank you for sharing.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you.
goodbye to everyone.
Bye-bye.